record. Okay, so we're recording. So what we're gonna, so I'll just so that if anybody else watches this in the family, this is Debbie and I'm gonna show her some exercises to strengthen her upper back, to strengthen the knees, and to open up the hips more, and to just be able to have a little bit better posture. And so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so hopefully I'm gonna move my microphone here. So what you wanna do is you wanna get to a place where you can stand. Yeah. So we're gonna start with standing. And I'll kind of come back here, open it up just a little bit. So let me go like this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna wanna put your feet like about hip width apart, okay? And you're just gonna have your hands at your side, all right? You're gonna bend the knees, keep the feet pressed into the floor, and you just wanna shake the body up and down. And as you notice that my shoulders get to shake here, so let the shoulders shake up and down, and then also let the head shake up and down. So what we're doing right now is just this up and down movement. Is we're relaxing the shoulder blades, the arm sockets, the hip sockets, and the knees. And we're pressing the feet into the floor, so we're feeling supported by the floor. And there's a sense of dropping. So you're just kind of letting everything go. I like to say, you know, all of the world that you're carrying on your shoulders, let it fall off at this point. Just let it go. And then let the head also go and bob up and down. Make sure that, yeah. And so what we're doing is like we're also releasing excess energy that gets trapped in the joint. So you also want to shake out your elbows, your hands, your fingers. Just let everything shake out. And of course, breathe with this and just let out a sigh.
How long do you do this?
Okay, so now we're just gonna come to a place of stillness, and I want you to just close your eyes and just notice. Do you notice any energy moving in your body differently?
Yeah. Kind of coming through my fingers.
So now we're gonna bring our hands here. I call this the puppy dog hands, okay? The bear, okay? So now you're gonna bend your knees and you're just gonna shake the lower part of your body. Yeah. Shake your booty. And you just let it go. You just let it go. So what this does, it starts to release. So one place that's really tight in a lot of our bodies is the sacrum area, right? So it just starts to release it. And actually, these exercises are warm-up exercises for actors, to tell you the truth. They learned this in acting, how to warm up the body so that it can be very agile, you know, on stage. All right, we're gonna do that for a little bit, and then we're just gonna move it up into our shoulders. So you can let your hands go down, and you're just gonna shimmy out your shoulders here.
Oh, shimmy too well.
Just so like this, side to side, like this. Leave the hips, don't move the hips, and just move the shoulders. That's it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And then if you can double time it, speed it up. But see, you're like opening up the upper part of the body a little bit, loosening up the spinal column. And sometimes you can do it and you can just even let out a nice sigh. Okay, and then just relax that for a moment. So we've done the hips, we've done this area. Now we're gonna do the neck area. So now we're just gonna shake out the head gently, gently. And we're gonna blow out the lips to loosen up the jaw. Just like a horse, you know, like you have horses do this all the time. They shake their mane and they go.
Hold on, I've got it.
So that's what you wanna do. You just wanna shake it out, blow out the lips.
Drooling.
There you go. All right. Excellent. I'm going to have fun watching this later. Okay, Debbie. So how does that feel so far? Do you feel like your body's a little more opened up?
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is we want to work on the spinal column, and so what happens when we when we wake up in the morning, our spinal column's actually longer than when we go to bed at night, because all day long we're sitting, you know, it gets like all like, you know, crunched down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up. So the way we do this, I'll just do this on this side, is we drop our chin, hands are down here, and I'm just gonna come forward. I'm gonna let everything drop. I'm gonna make it so that you can see me down here. So I'm gonna let everything drop. And from here, I'm gonna just show you at the side, I'm gonna shake out my head. And what I wanna do is, because this neck joint, you know, when it's up, like, so when I'm standing up, the heaviness of my head comes onto the neck joint, okay? But when I bend forward, my neck joint gets to be nice and free. So it allows me to really move the energy in this area here, which is usually really tight on people, especially if you've been sitting at a computer for very long. So I roll down, I'm just gonna take this off. I shake out my head, and I roll my head in one direction. I roll my head in another direction. And then when I come up, so I can do this for as long as I want. We're gonna do 3 of these all together. But then when I come up, I'm just gonna kind of shimmy up, 1 vertebrae at a time. And as I come up, I'm gonna bring my arms up over my head, a little bit of a back bend, lifting everything up, and then just bringing my arms down to the side. So we'll do 3 of these, Debbie, together. But notice that now I'm standing very tall. Like, all of the vertebrae have now been lengthened and opened, and now there's blood and energy flowing through the vertebra in a much better way. So I'm gonna go back a little bit further so that I can be seen, and let's do it a few times together. So these, I'll come all the way back here. So all we're gonna do is have our hands at our sides, drop our chin, let your hands be heavy like weights, and just roll down slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. As you come all the way down, try and keep your legs straight. If you can have your hands resting on the floor, that's great. If not, you can bend your knees a little bit, and then shake out the hands side to side. So say no, and then nod your head yes. Circle the head clockwise. Circle the head counterclockwise. And then just slowly roll up. And again, you can kind of shimmy your shoulders as you come up. It loosens up the spine. As you come up, you're going to want to inhale with your arms up. Take a little back bend. Lift up as high as you can with the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bring everything down. So how did that feel?
That's good.
So let's do 1 more, shall we? Do you have time?
Yeah, I got plenty.
Okay. All right, you're okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to say too, like, if you get dizzy with this, then don't do it. If you have like low blood pressure or something, do it slower. But this actually brings a lot of oxygen to the brain as well. All right, so let's slowly roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Shake out the head, the neck, let everything go. Nod your head yes. Circle the head clockwise. Circle the head counterclockwise. And then just roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. So usually I do 1 kind of slowly, and then I do the other 2 a little bit more quickly, and that's just because I'm really opening it up on the first one. So I don't know how you feel, but I feel like now I'm lengthened. Like I feel like I'm a little taller, you know? You feel that way?
Yes.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do, the next thing we're gonna do is now,
I have a question about that exercise.
okay, yeah.
Can I do that during the day? Anytime?
Anytime. Anytime. In fact, it's probably good to do it 3 times a day because as I said, we wake up and we're actually longer in the morning, and then as the day goes on, we get shorter. You know, like our spinal cord gets shortened. So you want to keep it opened up, and so yeah, like, you know, like do it, you know, right before you eat lunch or something like that, and it'll open it up. these other two I'm going to show you too. These are really awesome ones. And yeah, so what you need with this one, if you can get a chair, it's really good because you want to hold on to something. So we're going to start by opening up the hips first, and then we're going to open up the upper body. Oh, before we do that, we're just gonna move the hips. So you're gonna want to bring your feet out to the side, and you're just gonna circle the hips, because the hips are the biggest joint in our body, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we store. So this area here is where we store current pressures. Okay, this is where we store past pressures. Okay, so like this is all the past that is being stored here, and then the present is being stored here. So we want to move this energy. We want to just release some of it. Okay. And also too, like for women, this is also where we've stored any stress, like during pregnancy or anything else. So just want to move it out and, release some of, all of that extra effort that a female's body has to go through, and then we're going to reverse it. We're going to go the other direction. And so you can feel it. It's sort of like, you're stirring this bowl, and you can feel these, the femur bones, and are they called femur bones? Well, anyway, they're here, and you can just feel them. They're sort of stirring the hip sockets here. So, and then we're going to do one other thing. We're just going to bend our knees like this and just hold it. And if you notice, I'm going to come back. I'm not down here like this. I'm just barely bending my knees. And one of the things we want to do is, because this whole area too is part of our joint system, we're going to just start by rolling the wrists, okay? Rolling the wrists, but the way we're going to do it, we're going to roll them, and we're going to roll them so they come above our head. Just keep rolling them, yeah. And then roll them back down. And you can notice that it's actually, really, it's, you're not really using muscles, you're actually using tendons, and then roll the opposite way. So tendons are actually what make us strong. Muscles don't necessarily make us stronger, but it's the tendons. So what we're doing here is we're working these tendons, and also the wrists, again, are a very fragile point. So, we want to make sure that if something happens and we have to catch ourselves with our wrists are strong. So that one is a really good one.
When I broke this one, yeah.
Yes, exactly. The next one is you're gonna like ha. Okay, you're gonna put your hands like this. I call it like as if you were gonna put your hand over a doorknob. That's right. Ha. So you take your hands, you put it as if you're gonna go over a doorknob. You're gonna bring it out to the side, and you're just going to open and close the doorknob. And you're gonna do that as you come up. Now this works all of the tendons in the arm. And why do you want strong arm tendons? Well, because it makes your arm stronger.
So we can still pick up grandkids.
That's it, yeah. It's gonna make your arm stronger. We're gonna do that one more time. And I know this looks really easy, but you can feel it, right, Debbie?
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like, oh, this is a cinch, but it's really, you can really feel it. And so if you were to do that like 10 times, your arms would just be like, ah.
Oh yeah, I'd be going, okay.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, no, it does. It really works your arms. It looks like it shouldn't. Okay, so now we're going to do this one. And so you don't see my face necessarily. So what we want to do is we're just going to start by having one hand on, you can work either leg, but you want to have just one hand on your chair, and you're just going to swing. You're going to swing your leg back and forth, okay? So we just begin by like opening up this hip socket, really super easy. And you can't really see this if I can get it down on the floor a little bit, but I'm actually brushing the floor. So I'm not just like letting my foot, I'm actually brushing the floor just a little bit with my foot as it's going back and forth.
So your foot's kind of pulled up.
Yeah, my foot is like, my foot is like this, do you see?
Yeah.
And it's just like this, yeah. So I flexed my foot slightly, but it's not like tightly flexed. It's just, it's lifted up. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll do it slowly, is I'm going to just move the hip out to the side. And as I move it out to the side, lift my knee. So I touch the floor each time. But what I want to do is not use my muscles, okay? Because if I use my muscles, it's going to hurt and it's not doing it correctly. What I want to do is just use the momentum of my leg to just move my hip open and closed.
Okay. How many of these do you do?
You can do as many as you want, but let's do like just about maybe 10, okay? I don't know how many we've done so far. Okay, so let's say that's 10. Now, I'm just gonna put this on the other side, move this. So now we're gonna do on the other side, same thing. We're just gonna open up, back and forth. Again, the foot is, you probably can't hear it, but the foot is touching the floor and there's a little sliding sound as I'm doing it. I look so squatty in this picture. It's like, a little midget. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn my hip open. And if you notice, I'm doing this fairly quickly. I'm not using a lot of muscle here. I'm using momentum of the movement. Now, it's always funny because my left side always has a little click in it, which means that I know that that hip needs to be opened. And again, I'm really not counting. Are you, Debbie?
Nope.
Okay.
101, 102.
There we go. 108. All right, we'll finish with 108. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to face your chair.
All right.
And what we want to do is now we want to open them up sideways. So we've opened them up this way. Now we want to open them up sideways. So we start with we're putting both hands on this, and we're just going out to the side.
Gosh, I got to make me room.
So as you can see, we're really like loosening up the tightness here.
Oh yeah, man, you can feel this.
And again, you're not using any of your muscles. You're just letting the momentum move it. You can see I'm using muscles obviously, but it's not. If I were using them, and it would be like this, and and actually that's probably a really good exercise, but I don't want to. That's not what this is about. It's not about exercising. It's about opening.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So same thing. I cross in front and cross and out to the side. So this is really good. This is really good. Like if you want to do karate kicks, this is a really good. Both of these are martial arts warm up. These two exercises, and this third one is also.
Well, I ought to
artist, yeah.
I had to show these to Peter, Karen's oldest. He's 5. He's been taking karate for 3 years, and he's pretty good.
Okay. All right.
Doing your exercise.
So how does that feel on your hips, Deb?
Really good.
Does it feel opened up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to give you one exercise before we do this other one that's really going to open it up. And one of the things we want to do, so the arm sockets, the knees and the arm sockets are places that can really get hurt easily. It's like if an arm, like if an arm socket goes out, it's huge, right?
Yeah.
So we want to keep this part of our body like super lubricated. All the things that we're doing, we're lubricating these areas as well. So we're bringing blood and lubrication into them. And, as we get older, the body doesn't lubricate itself as well. So we want to make sure that we're getting lubrication in. So this is called Ravi rolls. Ravi means the sun. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands to one side. We're going to circle them in front of us once, and then we're going to go to the other side. So it's like I'm catching a ball, I'm circling the ball, and I'm throwing it away, okay? Now let me just make sure that your knees, the thing about this is that you don't want to have your knees tight. So if I go like this, it's going to be bad on my knees. So if you notice, I'm going to go like this.
Okay.
So every time I do the circle, I am moving up and down. So we'll do 10 of these. This is 1, 2, 3, I'm trying to go with you. Oh, are we a little off? I just literally was like, okay, I'm gonna try and go with you.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's good. All right. Okay, so the next one for the arms, we're gonna do the same thing we did with the legs. We're just gonna start like this. So what you wanna do is you wanna have your feet about hip width apart, and you're just going to move this back. Now notice what I'm doing is when I bring my arm back, I'm looking back. So I'm also twisting my waist. And also notice that I'm bouncing too. So when I'm here, I bend my knees, and when I'm here, I straighten them. So there's a little bounce. Keep those knees nice and soft. And you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You want to just let your arms, like again, this is not, we're not using any muscles. You're using the momentum of the arms. And then just relax, shake that out. How did that feel?
That's good.
So now, I don't know if you can do this next one, but let me present it and see if you can. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing we were doing, but then we're gonna bring one arm around. So we're gonna have circles like this. Face me with this one, Deb, so that, Deb, face me.
Okay.
Yeah, so we start like this. Okay, and now one arm goes forward and one arm goes backward.
Like this. Am I doing it right?
I think so. Yeah, you are doing it right. And again, you want to kind of like loosen it up so that it's just, and that this does take some practice. This is really good for the left and the right side of the brain because you are, exercising them with this one. All right, and let's relax on that one. So we'll just do like 5 of each of these. So we're gonna now do the opposite. So now this one was going back, so this one is gonna go forward, okay? All right, let's see, all right? And the other one's gonna go back. It's really good. It's really good for your brain. You can see that the brain's got to sort of figure this out.
Yeah, you can tell the brain, I am not.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, it's just that. And this, no, it goes like this, yeah. All right, so we'll just relax on that. So anyway, that's maybe a little bit more advanced one, but that will really keep these healthy and loose. And so when these muscles are tight right here, which makes us go like this, right? Part of it is there's tightness in this. So once these arm sockets get loosened up, and actually a really good exercise to do before you do the arm socket ones is just rolling the shoulders like this. So put your hands here and just roll them back. And then just roll them forward. And then this is the one I like. We do the breast stroke like this, yeah. And you let your whole body move with this. So it's like, woo, woo, yeah. And that's also loosening up the back, loosening up the waist, and then going backward. Okay, good. All right. How does that feel?
Good.
Like does it feel like there's a lot that's happened and
Yeah. And I feel some strength too.
good, good.
Um,
So now I'm just going to give you a few exercises that are going to help with your spine and here. So these are really easy ones, and this could even be done sitting down. So what you're going to do is you're going to interlace your hands behind your neck, thumbs right underneath your ears, okay? And you're going to take your elbows and try and touch your elbows behind your back together. Make sure your knees are a little soft. And you're just going to hold this and breathe. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And the idea is you're trying to pull your elbows together behind your back. And you can do this for up to like maybe 2 minutes, but I would only do it probably to begin with like 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And again, all of these things can be done at any time during the day. And they don't have to be done together. Although the warm up is really good to do before any of them, you know, just the shaking out. Okay, and then let's just release that. So just notice what that feels like. So the next one we're going to do, I'm just trying to remember it. How does it go? So you're going to interlace your hands behind your back. And you're just going to inhale and pull the arms up like this. Okay? Relax the shoulders as much as you can. And try and raise the arms up as high as you can without hyperextending your elbows. Okay? Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then you're just going to stay straight, you know, keep your posture straight up, and you're just lifting and holding. So what that's doing is stretching out those muscles in the front of your body that are tight, that are pulling the shoulders forward, that are pulling you forward. So those pectoral muscles, it's stretching them out. And it's also opening up the chest. And then just release that and relax.
Yeah, that's good.
How does that feel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to bring our hands behind our back. And what you want to do is, like, the sacrum is right here. You want to put your hands like right on the sacrum. And you want to take your elbows and you want to pull them together as though you could touch them, okay? And again, keep your knees just slightly bent. And we're just going to pull them together and just breathe with this.
And just hold it?
Yeah, you just hold it like this. And the whole idea is all the time you're doing it, you're just pulling your elbows together. This also allows for some more strength in your upper back, in all of your back. You can feel it is also opening the front of your body. And then again, just release.
Feel that back there. That's good. That's a good one.
What's that?
Hey, that's a good one. I can feel that.
That is a good one. So I'll just do one more for you so you're not overwhelmed with them. So you're going to take your elbows again, do the very same thing, but this time, and I'm going to move this over so you can see, you're going to try and pull your elbows together. And this time, keeping your legs straight, you're going to bend forward, and you want your body perpendicular to the floor. So you want to make a right angle with your body. And we're still trying to pull our elbows together. And you're looking down at the floor. Now, as you do this, push the sits bones and the tailbone up towards the ceiling. You want to keep the legs as straight as possible. This one is for the lower back. This really, if you've been sitting at a computer for a long time, this one really helps the lower back. Lower back gets really tight. Also standing. And then just slowly roll up, Release it and relax. So any of those can be held for, you know, up to a minute, even 2 minutes if you get really good at it. But how does that feel? Do you feel like you're...
Oh, I feel it. I really do. And I feel some strengthening back there too. So that's great.
The last thing I will just recommend is, and I'll just get down on the floor real quick. And this last thing is just to come bring your hands underneath your buttocks, just for your knees. Every day, even before you get out of bed, just move the knees before you get out. You know, in a bicycle. Bicycles are super easy to do. It's low impact aerobics. You know, going one direction and then reversing into the other direction. And that just helps to bring synovial fluid, you know, into the knees. And as I said, the knees, the knee joints can be a place that, you know, really needs to be taken care of because they can, you know, can get hurt pretty easily. So, all right, we'll just finish with those. I think that that's enough.
Oh, those are great.
Do you like them?
I do.
All right, I'm glad. I'm glad. So we'll get before and after pictures and post them on the family website. All right. So now we're going to do an interview. So I'm going to stop this recording.